All right, Tom, I want to just give you an idea of what's going on here. So as you'll notice, this is continually generating backspaces, or backslashes, I should say. And it's done it since we first installed Windows. Even in the finalization of that screen, when we were trying to do setup, it was doing it during then, messing up and interfering with the actual setup. So I've actually reinstalled Windows twice just to make sure it wasn't an issue with the actual Windows installation itself. So the key itself has plenty of play, and it's not stuck in any way, shape, or form. So the only thing I can think of is that there is a small amount of dirt underneath the butterfly mechanism in this key, or the mounting spring, and then between the membrane and the actual key itself, or the membrane and the depression point on the board. So the problem is that it doesn't stop, which makes the computer almost unusable because you can't type anything. It just keeps going constantly. And the other problem is if it is a keyboard issue, it's not a situation where we can just easily swap out the keyboard for a new one. The problem therein being that the way this system is built, that keyboard is actually mounted directly into the top panel, or what we call the palm rest. And you'll notice here, all of these plastic points you see here, these are all plastic rivets. Rather than using, metal rivets to save on space and cost, what happens is all of these rivets come through and then they're just melted down, they're stamped. And so we actually have to pop all of these rivets to release the plate and pull the motherboard in order to replace the keyboard. And the problem with that being is there's no way to reaffix these. There's only so much play, there's only so much plastic on these actual rivets because they're cut down, you'll see, to flush, just actually under flush. So resealing the system, or getting that pressure back on the keyboard to hold it in properly afterward, could be a challenge. So we're kind of running into an issue where I'm going to try reinstalling Windows again, but it may not be cost effective to continue to try to repair this laptop. And I want to be clear and upfront with that before we move forward with anything, so you know exactly what's going on.